Sonny TV Arsenal. We're live. We're going to do a show about the other day's game when the defeat at Villa and the bubble bursting. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to take a day out and have a day of reflection of taking my shoes and socks off and walking in the long grass in the garden and doing some meditation and looking where we are as a football club and just meditating rather than going on a crazy rant and try and make some sense of it. But I did actually say Arsenal going to find it a lot more difficult playing against a team who sits rather than a team who we sit and break on. Little trivia fact for you before I invite my special guests on the channel. And hello to everyone in the comments. Arsenal have only taken 3 points all season away from teams in the bottom three. What does that tell you? It tells you we can't create for toffee. Let me just introduce my guests. Someone who's making his name on YouTube at the moment, right? And a very welcome addition to our channel, and now a channel regular, and going to play a big part in moving the channel forward as well. Is Kesh? Kesh, how you doing, my bro?
I'm good, thank you, bro.
Thanks for joining us again. Yeah, you had my back on the football terrace, bruv, and if we ever go into battle, bruv, as long as you got my back, we're cool, bruv, because my joints are old nowadays, bruv. And we got a day one with us. A day one is Eddie's Crazy Gooner. Big up yourself.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Everyone's good.
You've been my boy from the start. You've been my boy from the start, Eddie's, right? And it's always a pleasure when you're on the channel, mate.
Thank you. Pleasure to be on.
Especially when you agree with me, not when you ain't. Not when you don't. We got my channel partner who is Igal.
What's good, guys?
Igal is hiding. Igal's hiding under his hood, but that is Igal. That is Igal. So, Mr. Positive, is he still positive? Right? Because he didn't want to do a stream yesterday. And obviously we've got a bit of class with us today. David from fan. He's actually changed his name.
Yeah, changed his name though.
He's still David. He's still David.
I'm still David. Yeah.
It's Sally at the weekend.
I haven't got to the courts yet to change my name.
Yeah, deep hole ain't happened. They got a backlog. But Fan Chat TV is now. Quick name back. What's going on? Get off the comments again.
Okay.
Fan Chat TV. What do you do, man?
Okay, you do it.
Sorry, put your hands in your pockets. Fan Chat TV is now Football Fan Focus, and the reason it's been called Football Fan Focus, I'm gonna let David explain to it, because it's a bit more classy, in my opinion, than branding in all this Fan Chat TV, because it's more specialist, more focused, and a bit better presented. Dave,
yeah.
tell us about it. And what was the thinking behind the name change, and what's your mission statement, and what's and the rest of it. Sell me it,
Yeah.
David. Sell me it.
Okay, I will. So originally, the concept behind Football Fan Focus is to create the original concept actually behind Fan Chat TV was to create a football-based channel, and we did that, but the reason that we changed the name is because nobody really could search for it based upon its name, and it didn't have any connotation with football at all.
Yeah, because I searched for it, and all fan channels came up.
Exactly, all fan channels came up.
Yeah.
So the problem with that is that we wanted to be a bit more centric, a bit more focused, and based around the fans. So hence the name, Football Fan Focus. And
that's a good word, centric, not eccentric, centric.
Yeah, centric. Yeah, we wanted to be a bit more centric to football, a bit more kind of focus on the subject, and hone in on the fans who join us live on air on a weekly or monthly basis, and carry on doing our radio shows, carry on doing our video shows, which are going to be excellently produced come the new season, and then we'll be able to expand from there. And obviously, being part of Sonny TV Arsenal and joining everybody live on air today is a massive opportunity to do that as well. Expanding our network, expanding the network between everybody.
It's always a pleasure to work with good people.
You too, Sonny.
So what's the best way? Obviously, if you still type in fan chat TV, you can still find the channel that way, because there's as far as I understand it, because when I changed my name to the channel from Fanny TV, I filtered to Arsenal.
It takes a few days.
Yeah, and it still comes up. It still comes up in the search anyway.
Yeah, but it comes up in the search. But now, if you search Football Fan Focus, now our channel comes up. So we're going to be doing new content soon. So we'll leave it for suspicion and suspense for a later stage.
You know what? And by the end of the next season, David might end up looking like Des Lynam by the end of it. It could be Football Focus.
No, not that. No. we had a Butchers in their name, but I was like, that was taken, and we've already watched that show.
Mate, it depends how you age. I mean, I age and I've turned it to Kojak, but so you never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just want to shout out some people in the channel. Want to welcome our Facebook page all the way from Sierra Leone. And the fact that I think you guys are in Sierra Leone, and if you are, it makes it even more special, because another one of our channel regulars, and someone I've got a lot of affinity to, Wax Online, is actually, I learned the other day, he's actually originally from Sierra Leone. So go and subscribe to Wax Online as well. He's a really good guy. So Arsenal Inside Out Facebook page, and also don't forget Sonny TV Arsenal Facebook page. Just take this opportunity to close your eyes, breathe, and think back at all the shots that we had against Aston Villa. No, don't bother closing your eyes. Don't even bother breathing. We only had one. So that's that. That's the stats gone. That's the stats not done for that, right? I just want to shout out some people in the chat already. Connor Hanley, big up, bruv. Nice to see ya. Dissembled, love ya. Paul Morris, one of our mods, big up, my brother. See True, Kroenke, 100% Kroenke, and we're gonna go on to that Parasite very soon. Rafi, see True, we've done you. You got 2 shirts out. JSGA Football, big up yourself, my bro. Right, going on all night, because like calling bingo numbers. Chucks, do me a favour, bruv. We're not all content goes on Facebook, because if you could do me a really big favour and go on to Say TV Arsenal on YouTube, it doesn't cost a thing. Just hit the subscribe button and you won't ever miss a thing, especially if you hit the notification bell. Alan, see this guy knows his football. Alan, you know what? Whenever you want to come on the podcast, mate, it'll be a pleasure to have you on, mate. And I'm going to be talking about Arsenal at the AST meeting and Kroenke a bit later in this and the aeroplane. And I also personally know the people who paid for the plane, and I'm going to come on to that, right? Because I've got really good inside information and what they're, that's the one. The plane is just a bit further in front. It hasn't just flown up in the air.
Spilling the beans, Sonny.
Yeah. So basically, and I'm going to explain why they've done that at this time of the season. And don't miss it. It's going to be fantastic, right? Ben Davis, love that. Springer, 100%, my brother. Springer, you know what, bro? If you don't go to bed, call me after the stream finishes, bro. I've got some really, really exciting news which I want to tell you, and I want to tell you personally, and I want you to find out first, right? Jack Grealish was best player on the pitch. You know what, Alan? And I'm going to come on to him as well, right? Because you're right, he was, mate. He was. Right, very quickly, Victor, big up. And let's go to the program. It's like reading a telephone book. And just as I'm about to do that, my dog wants to go, oh, great, he's opened the door himself. He's learned how to do that as well. Brilliant. Well done. Don't want to manage my finances, do you, Pablo?
I was going to get the stats up, Sonny, but there's no need.
No, don't bother getting stats up. There's no point, right? We're gonna have a little chat, right? And what we're gonna look at is Arsenal mentality. Obviously, hasn't changed. Right? Yeah, Arsenal mentality hasn't changed. You know, that's why I said, Igal, once you got arthritis, mate, because you're talking about our spine and this, that, and the other. Even though we've made changes and stuff, you know, it makes moving and walking and everything very difficult. And things need to be fixed. But I'm going to give you the opportunity first, Miguel, because, like I said, you're Mr. Positive, right? So where did it go wrong, and what was we trying to do in the game? Because we didn't do sod all.
Okay. I'll start off with the lineup, okay? Looking at the lineup, you have Holding in, you have David Luiz in, you have Kolasinac in. I don't have a problem with that, okay? Here's where I have the problem. The midfield. To me, Torreira did not offer much in the midfield. And when you're playing Eddie, Lacazette, and Aubameyang, it just does not work. The cohesion between the front three and the cohesion between Ceballos and Torreira, it does not work. To me, Torreira, he can't play in a two-man midfield, I don't think. He can only probably play in a three-man midfield, and he was extremely poor throughout the game. He could not do much. He did not offer anything. And defensively, Aubameyang switching off for making jokes with Tyrone Mings before Tyrone Mings just ditches him, gets a flick on for the Trezeguet goal where Cedric had a chance to actually block the goal, but he turned his face to it, as you can see. Honestly, man, there's not a lot you can take away from this game as a positive. What you can say is Arsenal mentality-wise, Granit Xhaka had something. He said it after the game. Granit Xhaka questioned the mentality of the players and the team after winning against Man City and winning against Liverpool. It's such an Arsenal thing to just go ahead and lose to a relegation team. I honestly have nothing else to say, mate.
Kesh, give us your take on it. Gal gave us the play-by-play a la football fan focus, right? The play-by-play, everything was going on. Give us your take from a fan's perspective, not as a robot.
For me, there was a lot wrong with the formation, and we're a bad team as it is, and a lot of the fans are going to look at this result and say they want Arteta out. But for me, you can't just be so one-sided, because when you look at it, he brought in Kolasinac. We already know that geezer can't defend to save his life. You can't do the basics. The ball will be coming to him in the air, and all he thinks about is just hooking it straight away. There's a lot of times when I'm watching him, I'm seeing him doing it, I'm thinking Tierney in that position would have took it down and be a lot more composed. You got Torreira that's come in. I agree with Miguel about you can't play in a two-man midfield. You can't. He's just that guy that's in the midfield that nibbles at the defender and give them a bit of a hard time.
I called Torreira ages ago, and the abuse I got was unreal.
You did, you're right, yeah.
As you can see, when Xhaka came on, it's embarrassing enough to say it, but Xhaka actually does make this team what it is. The little that it is, because you saw Dani Ceballos pushing up further. He got over into the opponent's half a lot more. He got on the ball. He started trying to make things happen. Then you got the Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Nketiah. I didn't really get it. I honestly didn't get it. Like, Nketiah hasn't got that all-round game. When he gets on the ball, there's no imagination to get the ball down, play it off, 1-2s, and make a movement. He gets on the ball, and it's like his brain just freezes. He doesn't know what to do. He just runs all over the pitch.
Yeah.
And that's what we get wrong.
Eddie, it's crazy going on.
Do you know what? It's one of those matches where you can say a lot, but you really don't want to, right? It was just a bad performance.
Say a lot.
It was a bad performance from start to finish. I mean, obviously, the one shot on target says it all. We created absolutely nothing. As you pointed out before, Sonny, that we are now better as a counter-attacking team. We're starting to ride our luck a lot. Yeah, happening against Liverpool, happening against City. We just don't have any creativity, and
we had team that performance out of City. It wasn't Liverpool.
I know we rode our luck in that game. Yeah, it's important. We got the wins. However, you put people like Torreira in the team. You have called him out before. He's not Arteta's man. That's why he's not playing. Right, I reckon he'll be off this summer. The Nketiah, Laka, and Oba up front, as he's pointed out, Miguel said it doesn't work. Yeah, and as Kesh said, it doesn't work. Right? I mean, they're not suited to the in my opinion, the left wing, the centre forward, the right wing position. If you're going to play all three of them, you need to try and change the whole system. I don't think you can go with the three at the back. The whole system needs to change. But then, like, your Eddie's not creative enough. Oba can't really pass. Lacazette's a hold-up player, so they can't play.
Mismatch.
Yeah, it is a mismatch. And do you know, yesterday we would have been better off instead of playing that piss poor team for the sake of playing half 10 players, being better off taking 3-4 players from the under 23s and saying, have a chance, boys. They would have shown us more. Yeah, you might have had a bit of creativity. It was dead, man. Absolutely dead. It's embarrassing that a mixed Arsenal 11 team can't go to Villa struggling and even get a draw and not cause them trouble. It's embarrassing.
Do you know what? There's a lot of MDs and prominent people who watch this channel, right? You know, really, honestly, they contact me all the time. Names that I can't even divulge because for security purposes, right? But if the person who does the marketing at Duracell is listening, or anyone makes decisions, right? We're having Nketiah, Willock, and what was the other name you mentioned?
Torreira.
It's like this is where Duracell coming for the channel sponsorship, please, right? It's like having one Duracell battery to the equivalent of 3 Every Ready, yeah. So basically, Duracell have just called you out and said your batteries are brilliant. I like the little copper colour top. The rabbit goes on for ages, right? So return the favour, right? So having three lightweight people in now, all it does is limits us 30%. You know, because it just weakens us. And then especially when you go and play out position, it just weakens us even more. David, you know your football, right? You know your football. You don't know a lot of much else, though. You do, but you know your football, right? Give us your what's the name? Your breakdown of the game.
Breakdown of the game. I mentioned yesterday live on air, and if anybody wants to clip it, they can.
What, you was on air? You was actually taking air?
Not yesterday, the day before. Sorry, the day before.
Is that like a balloon thing, or what is that? It's live on air?
No, live on air on your channel 2 days ago. Live on air.
Okay. So it's that. Oh, actually, so it weren't no party thing, though.
It has nothing to do with what Lacazette was doing, right?
So I was live on air, obviously, on your channel with a preview on Villa's game, and we mentioned Villa, and when a lot of people, obviously, in the comments were commenting down that Villa are going to get smashed, they're going to get broken down, Arsenal are going to destroy. Edis was he was talking to me before the stream came live on air just now, saying the same thing that he was in the comments saying. He was one of them. And for me, I said, look, calm down a little bit. Obviously, everybody's excited from the euphoria from the Manchester City and the Liverpool wins. Calm down just a touch. And let's see how they face against Aston Villa. Because Aston Villa, as anybody will know, are fighting for their life at the moment to stay in the Premier League. If they're fighting for their life to stay in the Premier League, they're going to give you a game regardless. If they're last, if they're 19th, 20th, whatever it is, they're going to give you a game. And for what I saw was Aston Villa really trying to put pressure on Arsenal, and Arsenal coming out with nothing at all. I think the shot on target was hit the post? But it literally doesn't even count as a shot on target. It doesn't really count on target. And I mean, you had all the possession in the world. I think it was something like 67, 70% possession against a team who sits deep. And they basically gave you what you gave Man City on the weekend.
One difference though, they gave us scares. Yeah, City gave us a few scares. Right,
yeah.
We gave Villa nothing. We gave Villa an easy win, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. So that sums up my point really for Arsenal on that Villa game. That sums up my point.
If you see what Grealish was doing, he was drawing out, I say, 4 to 5 players towards him, and then he just give it off, and then the player that he gives it to has just got tons of space to run into. That's all he was doing. And it reminds me, it's reminiscent of what Cazorla used to do for us. He would spin a few players, they've all got sucked into him, and he lay it off. They went on the attack.
I think we gave him too much respect, man. I think we gave him.
Can I say one thing about Grealish?
Respect.
This man, Grealish.
No, we're going to come on to him. Can you save it, Miguel? Because we're going to come on to him. Do you mind? Save that point, please. Don't forget. Right? Crazy Gooner said they gave us scares, bruv. They gave me scars, bruv. Never mind scares. They gave me mental scars. Right? basically the way Villa set up is like David is exactly said. It's got spot on, right? They was very compact. Tyrone Mings and the other defender was eating everything up like we said they was going to do with balls, played crosses, and Arsenal without any creativity. They're just people waiting in the queue. They've got no, who don't want to buy anything. They've got no purpose. They're just standing there just to make the queue look longer. No purpose at all. So I just want to play a couple of snippets of things, but I'm only going to play the volume, right? Because I don't want to get in trouble for playing any content that I shouldn't be playing or anything. So, but I'm going to try and right of this because it's really some of the things was really good, right?
Then again, it's Arsenal's problem is creativity. When you're getting the teams like Liverpool and Manchester City who are going to come at you, and even when they play against Chelsea in the final, they're going to come at them. That suits Arsenal. I think they've only got 3 points away from home against teams in the bottom three.
Bloody hell, right? You just come out and must that. You've been listening to me
all season. It's not good enough for a team of Arsenal's capabilities, and that's because they're not creative enough to break down teams in that low block. So that's something that he's obviously knows he's got to change. You can see it with the substitutions. Brought on a low, Xhaka, who's a holding midfielder. He's brought on Tierney. He's brought on Joe Wood.
Yeah, I don't want that to go on for too long, but basically,
Can't hear you, Sonny.
Yeah, change your microphone, I think.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I didn't want that to go on for too long, but basically, our options off the bench without Martinelli in there, we ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing. Lacazette is not exactly a goal scoring machine. And Aubameyang turns up when he wants. It turns up when he's too busy wanting to kiss Tyrone Mings. Talk about your shit after the game, bruv. You don't do a fucking corner, Aubameyang.
Sonny,
right?
I think there's a deeper problem, man. The creativity in Arsenal's team is the issue because our forwards can all put a chance away, yeah, but we're not creating nothing. It's too much. It's too much. There's no eye of the needle pass. There's no risk. Yeah, all right. When Ozil first come, yeah, I know he had better, but he had Cazorla there. He had Coquelin doing the dirty work, but he gave risky passes to like when Sanchez came. He'd still play a risky ball. Yeah, he slowed it down. He went a bit more simple. He kept the ball. We don't even have one person now in that team that is willing to try an eye of the needle pass. It is too simple. It's always triangles, yeah, simple balls. And it's it's we're more predictable now than we were under Arsene Wenger, in my opinion. That from 2010 onwards, when we just become this predictable team, just sit, park the bus, ride out a result. It's fucking shit.
You know what though? If you've got an attitude problem, right? Like Guendouzi has and Ozil has, and Ozil's disinterested now. Arteta is bigger than any one footballer at Arsenal now, right?
100%.
It's bigger than any one footballer at Arsenal. So if you've got an attitude problem, just sit there, take your wages, and just piss off when it runs out. Does any of you guys disagree with that?
I agree with you.
110%.
I'm just
Someone was asking me when they say back Arteta, I don't mean give him 150 million. I mean back him by taking a loss on selling a player and getting rid of him. Because if you don't back him getting rid of the players he wants to get rid of, that's as bad as not backing him for letting him get in the players that he wants to get in.
We're going to come on to that because that's going to be all part of the plane debate and this, that, and the other, right? Because obviously they didn't send the plane up just to camp pitchings. They sent it up for a reason, right? So I just want to play
this point.
I don't agree with that at all. You don't play three strikers and call that negative.
You know what? Whatever their lineup was, they should have had enough to beat Villa. No,
100%.
I just want to find something. You know what? Tim Sherwood, right? Love him or hate him, right? The geezer actually knows what he's talking about, in my opinion, right? I actually liked Tim Sherwood as a pundit, and I liked him as a coach, right? And He does support Arsenal, Tim Sherwood. Right? Even though he got a job first, and then you support whoever's paying for your bills, you know. But I just want to find another snippet of something if I can. Bear with us a sec.
At this stage,
What do you guys think about Danny Ceballos? Bad boy.
I saw him paying Nicola Pepe for 7.
Right.
He's not boring. The guy possesses. He tells me Jack Grealish is not
going to try and get out of it. You know, the reporter asks him a question like that, and for me,
Yeah, no, I think.
Right, listen to what Tim Sherwood has to say, and then we'll talk your Jack Grealish, right?
He did answer it very well, though, didn't he, Tim?
Yeah, it is. Anyone who tells me Jack Grealish is not a player, not a top draw footballer, knows nothing about the game. I've worked him every single day. I know what the guy possesses. I'll tell you a club, not too far away from them tonight, Arsenal, who could have done with a player like Jack Grealish. He's not boring. He drops his shoulder. He takes it to the opposition. He dribbles at the heart of the play. He sees the pass. He creates a melee. A lot of players come around him and he releases the ball. Didn't see Arsenal players do that. I saw him paying Nicola Pepe for £70 million. Nicola Pepe. If he's £70 million, Jack Grealish is £170 million.
Right. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that? Is he being yeah, is he trying to create headlines, or has he got a point? David?
I think personally, the difference in comparison between Jack Grealish and Pepe is non-existent there, I think. I mean, because they play kind of different styles of football.
I think you're talking more about value for money.
Value for money, potentially. I don't think that Jack Grealish is a player that's worth that much in terms of 170 million. I don't think nowhere near that estimation. But yes, in terms of creation and in terms of unlocking defenses, maybe you do need a player like that caliber. And we talked about him the other day on the other stream. I think you do need a player of that caliber that can unlock defenses and can break down that low block that Aston Villa did. And Arsenal keep on having problems against teams who perform like that. And it doesn't give you a chance in hell of scoring because you're trying to literally pass it into the net. When a player of an attacking mid, a creative midfielder, someone who's going to be sitting behind the attacking three and passing the balls in those little channels will give your Aubameyangs, your Lacazettes, your Pepes a chance to score the final goal and get a victory over certain teams.
No,
Go on.
I want to shout out some of these people in the comments. You got this guy saying here, Grealish, a big fish in a small pond, and then you got another guy saying Grealish, they're asking for 50 million plus. He'd rather get Husman Araro from Lyon.
It's cost £100 million.
No,
We can't even offer 50 million.
They don't. They actually want the 60 for him.
Yeah, because they don't have Europa League football this year. Lyon, Pepe is not worth 72 million. Okay, guys, let's be honest. Jack Grealish. Let's talk about him now. My opinion, Jack Grealish. He's a baller. He's really good at what he does, and to me, he's probably one of the best. If you play him in the midfield, he's going to take so much pressure off your team. It's similar to like when you have a Giroud type player. You pass it up to him and you know the ball will stick. You pass the ball to him, you know he's going to hold on to the ball even in tight spaces. You pass the ball to him around. He could have 5 people around him. You give him the ball, it's sticking, and he's not going to lose it. And also, he does something that Guendouzi thinks he's good at, but he's not good at. He's able to draw fouls in positions where his team...
Most foul player in the Premier League.
Yeah, most foul player in the Premier League. You can say that maybe he doesn't release the ball quick enough.
No, it's because he's irritating little shit. That's why he's the most foul player in the Premier League.
Yeah, but somebody named Graham Souness was saying he gets fouled the most because he doesn't release the ball quick enough. My thing about Grealish is, will he be able to play this type of game the way he plays in a team like Arsenal? I think he will, because he would basically do what Iwobi was doing, but from a midfield position. We don't have anyone who drives our defenses.
What was Iwobi doing?
Sonny, it's just a statement, okay? Leave it.
No,
Iwobi, one thing he did do was he drove at defenses. We don't really have anyone who drives at defenses. We don't have somebody who takes the ball, turns around and goes forward.
No, I used to go wolf and say dogs, bruv. Before they shut it,
Sonny,
right?
man, come on, let me finish my
Also,
point. Okay, my main point is.
No, can I just make my point and then come on to it, right? You know when you go wolf and say dogs, right? The hair what runs down the side of the thing, right? What always wins the fucking race, right? Never gets it. Don't mean shit, does it really? Right? So the fact that he's running up and down don't mean a lot.
Okay, you can call Grealish whatever you want, but one thing you can say about Grealish's teams is that he will single-handedly take the pressure off your team and drive your attack forward. Even if you're in your box, if you give him the ball, he turns at a defense and he'll push that ball from your end of the pitch to the other end of the pitch. And he's not even that fast. It's just his ability to dribble and control is I would say is one of his top draw.
Let me ask you guys, all obviously as Arsenal fans, a question. For Arsenal as a club, a football club, is Jack Grealish the type of player that you actually want as an attacking midfielder?
Is for me.
Is he that type? Is he the type of player? But for the stature of Jack Grealish, do you want a Jack Grealish, or would you prefer, like, say, for example, I don't know, let's throw a few names out of the hat, an Isco or somebody like that, who can actually physically unlock defenses really and truly on a daily matchly basis? It's a different story when you're talking about the Arsenal and what Arsenal stands for. You need someone of a higher caliber that's going to come to Arsenal. Elite players. We're talking about elite players. Where's Arsenal falling from?
We're not in that market though.
They're not coming, man.
I know. I know, but is it the club's directors that are forcing them not to come, or is it just politics in the Arsenal back line? Is it politics?
We're gonna come on to that. Jack Grealish for me, right? What I like about the kid, right, is very similar to Wilshere, right? Where he gets fouls is Wilshere used to have this thing about he always used to delay the pass, right? It's the way he used to play. He'll pass it at the last moment, and he'll always get a clump, right? And that's what basically killed Jack Wilshere's career because he got fouled so many times, and his legs weren't up to it. Jack Grealish for me, anyone that football, right? For me, as someone who watches the game, right, is all about beating your man, right? Beating your man, that bit of skill, that drop on the shoulder, that little nutmeg, that little bit of skill. It's not 25, 50 passes. Go sideways, backwards, forwards. I like someone with a bit of individuality. You know?
Personality. That's what it is. It comes down to personality. Like when you look at the likes of like Pogba, I know a lot of people get on his back, but he's got a personality when he plays. He's not boring. He wants to go out there and express himself. And that's what I'll give. I'll give Grealish the credit for that.
He's not at that stage yet, though. When Grealish gets a ball, you shit yourself. He's not like someone you know before when Iron Robin used to get the ball for Chelsea, right, or whoever you play for. You think bloody hell. Or Hazard, when Hazard used to get the ball, that man, what used to get on the pitch. You think bloody hell, Jack Grealish don't give that for me, but I think he'd fit in well into Arsenal's team, in my opinion.
He would. How can you not with the players we've got?
Exactly, but look at this. Yeah, I was talking about before. Look at Chelsea. Their difference in signings. I know Chelsea possibly got Champions League football, but Ziyech, that guy is
levels.
A baller, mate. He's levels above Jack Grealish, miles above.
And Overmars saying, "Come and get him. What you doing?"
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Ziyech is the type of player that fits at Arsenal.
I really do not understand it. When a player's screaming, it's the same thing Fabregas said. Xabi Alonso was screaming, said he wants to come, but they don't want to get him. I don't understand. When you got a world-class player screaming, saying, "I want to play for Arsenal," he's giving you the indications. He's into you, and you do not go. It's a dream.
For 25 million. For 25 million as well.
It's a dream.
Masterson's big up Masters, love you, my brother. Brilliant point.
Maddison for me.
Grealish. What Maddison? Stylistically, Maddison. He's a set piece merchant. He's got a great whip on him. He can keep the ball moving. But when you talk about Grealish, he's going to carry the ball forward. He's going to hurt you.
Maddison's going to get you more goals from midfield. He's going to get you more goals from midfield, and I think he's seriously
Is
what
Grealish
we're
not-
crying out for.
I'm sure. Grealish
Listen, statistically, Kesh, I don't get too involved with other teams' stats, yeah? Right? 'Cause I don't really care. I just care about this sad team we support. But
Bruv, you don't even get involved in stats of Valentine's Day, bruv. When you go out in summers, you
listen, don't tell it. Don't go telling everyone. Sonny,
you pick up any fucking sides.
listen, keep that to yourself, yeah? All right.
Can I stop you guys for 1 second after the
No, he's making
message?
his point. He's making his point, and then you're gone.
All right. I think while we could do with a Grealish and more of a flair player, I think Maddison, he'll pick up the ball. He does create, right? He does create. He helps Vardy a lot, which Aubameyang, I think, is levels above Vardy. It's similar in the sense that they're both direct. They're not going to skill up players, but they're direct. And he scores goals. He's more likely to score goals from midfield. And that's another position where we badly suffer, because where we do not score goals, especially from the central areas in midfield, teams automatically know it's easy to go for that low block that sit on the penalty area, because no one's going to shoot and no one can shoot.
Okay,
so,
point of view.
Can I talk about this point?
Yeah, you can. That's why I want to bring you into it. Can you give me a chance to do that, Igel, please? Please, right? Jamel, I was going to say before Igel has jumped the gun again, right? This is someone Igel has been chomping a bit about for Arsenal to go and get. Igel, give us your reasons why.
The guy, to me, is a Robert Perez clone who plays for Algerian version. The guy has 17 goals in the championship. He has 8 assists. The way he gets his goals, he gets them from everywhere. He drives at defenses. He takes on players. He creates. In addition to that, he can score a goal out of nowhere. Like Alexis Sanchez would score a goal out of nowhere, like in that Europa League game, his last game for us that he scored. He can just score a goal out of nowhere. And he would take Aubameyang's spot in our attack. And if we did move Aubameyang on, I generally believe this guy is better than Riyad Mahrez, and he could be a PFA Player of the Year candidate. Let me not overhype him anymore, but I honestly believe this kid is a beast. And on top of everything else, he's not that young. He's not that old. What is he? He's going to cost you. He's 24. He's going to cost you no more than 35 mil. He's coming from the championship, especially if they don't get promoted. They lost today, so they didn't get promoted. So they're in the playoffs. Hopefully they don't get promoted, because this kid, if he comes to Arsenal for 35 million, I'm telling you, that's guaranteed better than Pepe.
Can I say something?
Why no one bought him? Go on, Kesh. Yeah.
Say something. As much as I rate him, us signing Pepe last season gives me a headache with that, because you're gonna have two forwards, shall I say, who are inside forwards. So that takes away the width. So you're gonna have both of them cutting in on their strongest foot, and I don't really see that working with Arsenal. Unless you're gonna have your fullbacks bombing forward all the time, you're gonna have to get someone who's incredible in midfield.
Yeah,
don't we already have that?
I agree. I agree. I mean,
we already have that?
Why do Arsenal keep on searching for bloody? Why do Arsenal keep on searching for forwards? This is what you need. You need create an attacking midfielder, someone strong at centre back that can pair up with Saliba next year. Tierney's great on that on the left hand side. That's fine. You possibly need another right back. And maybe the team can shape up then. But you keep on looking for forwards all the time. Forwards. Let's look at the defence first of all, please.
David, you know what, though? I don't think, I might be wrong, this formation Arteta's playing now, right? I don't believe this is a formation that he wants to play.
The 3-4-3?
I don't think it is. I think he's using the players that are best suited to what we have right now to try and get results,
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's going to go for more traditional 4-2-3-1, but we don't have the players to play that.
We're going to stop talking about the Villa game then, right? But I'll tell you something,
I think he's going to go for a 4-3-3.
Yeah, we're going to stop talking about the Villa game there. But Rob Holding, how fucking slow is he, right? By the way. Fucking hell. Fucking
Xhaka number 2.
What a donkey that
Can we talk about what Xhaka said?
What, about mentality? Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
Granit Xhaka basically questioned the players' mentality after the game. And I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's him again, once again showing leadership, and I think that he's right. We can't just hide behind it. These guys can go and beat Liverpool and Man City. What?
You can't disagree with him, can you? You can't disagree with what he's saying.
No,
he's the only warrior. Yeah, I've said this before.
Easy to say, but it's true.
He is, yeah. He's not a great player, but he's the only warrior, in my opinion, that we have in the team. Yeah.
Look, he's got heart, right? Albanian people got heart. That's one thing Albanian people got. They got bloody heart, right? And you know, and he's got the silkiness of a Swiss player as well, like a Rolex, yeah, as well, right? When he's on top of his game, right? But let's face it, though. Let's face it. He's not good enough for Arsenal, right? Because he's too slow, right? You know, no, he's not good enough for Arsenal because he's too slow. That's why we're terrible. That's why we're
he's not good enough for the Arsenal that we know. Yeah, 10 years ago.
He's not good enough for Arsenal. He's not good enough for Arsenal. He's not good enough for Arsenal reserves. I'm sorry, he's not good enough, right? We've got to move on from substandard players like Granit Xhaka. I'm sorry, Granit Xhaka, you might fit in somewhere in Italy or wherever. In the Premier League, you ain't that guy, mate. Sorry, you ain't. Right?
You might as well chuck all 25 players of the fucking squad there.
Mate, if any one of them left, I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't be crying over none.
It would cost us easily over 60 million to get a player to the level of Xhaka.
What are you talking
about? Thomas Partey? Maybe. That's the only player that I can think of. We were talking about him the other day. He's an elite type level player that can fit into the defensive midfielder. There are not many around him in the world. I think you should just go and grab him.
You know what as well, right? Don't give me no bullshit as well about leadership and all that, right? With David Luiz when he came out, David Luiz has recovered and he put in a fantastic performance. You fucked up in 3 previous games before that in big games, right? You dickhead, right? So don't give me that now. All of a sudden, David Luiz is Arsenal quality. Fuck them all. Get rid of them, right? Because they're not good enough for Arsenal. We're 10th. We're 10th in the league.
Just last week you were saying David Luiz, I love him.
Yeah, I loved him for what he done, right? In 38 games, in 50 games, in 60 games, he's going to do one thing good, isn't he? He has played football in his time. But you know what? Yeah, because I look so young, bruv, I couldn't get into a club, right? Until I was about 45, right? and so I used to play a lot of snooker, right? But you know what? If I had 2 long shots right into the corner pocket, right, over a 12-foot table, right? Bear in mind I'm a short geezer, right? It doesn't mean I could do a 1-4-7 break. I'll still shit a snooker, right? And that's what Arsenal are, right? Just because you do one little pot, it looks good, it could by accident. It doesn't mean you're all of a sudden you're bloody Steve Davis.
It's the longevity of the club that you're looking at. It's the longevity of the club of Arsenal. I mean, all Arsenal fans, pretty much, they are looking at Arsenal in general and they're saying, look, where have we fallen from grace over this past, 10 years now? It's 10 years about? Yeah, more than that pretty much, yeah. Where have we fallen from grace? And you're looking to get back to that Arsenal. And the only way to do that is to literally digress, look at your team, well, not the Arsenal fans themselves, but the actual board, the manager, and say, where can we improve? And then fill in the spots that you need to improve. Klopp did it for Liverpool. He filled in the spots. He was like, yes, we're getting Van Dijk. That's it. No more questions.
The guy who started the plane thing, right? Let me find you because this is where I'm going to go on to play thing and who I've been speaking to. And I would love you to come on and give your ethos about the play. I'd love to hear firsthand, right? So I'm not just making up that I know people. I'm going to go into it now, yeah, because. It wasn't one person who raised the money and went and booked the plane. It's a collective of people. So, but you know what? Big up yourself for doing that. Great respect for you. And I'm really pleased that you're watching the channel. And I love you to be a part of it. I've just put the link in the comments. I'll welcome you on, bro. This is what I wanted to talk about and going on to the plane. If you just allow me to find it.
My co-host has asked a question in the comments.
Read it out.
My co-host Aaron,
chat, man, as well. Evan, big up yourself, bro. Love you, bruv.
My co-host said, I just wanted to ask the panel their opinion. Are lots of clubs being lazy with scouting and just paying premium prices? Why don't teams look towards cohesion? And do you think Arteta will buy well? I think that's what he meant in the last
You
one.
know, bro, cohesion. They was looking at bloody computer stats. You know, they weren't even doing their job properly at Arsenal. Okay, guys, can you see this? Don't want to go on anything personal. Can you see this yet or not?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm doing,
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just find something. I had it and I've lost it like dickhead, but I think it's here. Man, I'm gonna find it. Bear a second. I'm gonna find it.
Suggest you get it, unshare it, and then find it, and then come back with it.
Why now you put me under pressure? That I'm not gonna find it. I ain't got any controversy on my Twitter, bro.
Ah, you're good.
I think Arsenal really need to look at Chelsea's example and see where they can bolster this squad, to be honest.
Chelsea are signing quality young players.
One of the group pages who helped raise the money for the plane, the £1,700 was I want my Arsenal back, and I spoke to them, you know, why they done it, and also there's other pages, Twitter pages like Kroenke Out movement as well. So two great people you should be following on Twitter if you're on Twitter, right? Because these are passionate Arsenal fans who are doing something about it, and they're getting their cash out to do that. And for me, that tells me everything about the type of people they are, right?
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Big up yourself, massive respect to you, right? What it says here, let me read that. Proud to have taken part in organising this. We have all come together and put the pressure on the board to back the manager. And let's get this message right. It's no one is having a go at Arteta. The Arsenal fan base, I'll say, for a change, right? 99.999% of the Arsenal fan base, in my opinion, obviously I could be wrong, but in my opinion, or the people I come across, are really encouraged by Arteta and what he's trying to do. And I don't think there's anyone out there who could do anything more with these players. And I think I like him. I like him a lot. And it's all about back Arteta or Kroenke. We're not even saying piss off, right? We're not even saying that, right? As a fan base, we're saying, right? As you know, you chose to go down this self-sustaining model, right? Even though when you bought Arsenal, right, the other 33% of the shares that you needed, right, it was underwritten by your missus at Walmart. Is she going to want her money back as well? Right? When you're caught cheating with a line you just shot, right? You know, so that's one thing, and we're also going to go to other things like Arsenal's AST and where we are financially as a football club. But I want you guys to go and look at pages like I want my Arsenal back, and also like Kroenke Out movement, because they're not doing it for they're not the Sunday Sport. They're not doing it for because they've got tips on the inside page, and they just want they want people to look at it for the sake of it, right? They're doing it. They've actually got a message to send, and their message is, as have I've understood it, right? Is, you know what? We're aware of the fan base that where we are as a football club, we're not stupid, right? Doesn't matter what you tell us, right? We've had that for years. We know our football too, right? Don't take fans, right? If we haven't played the game, doesn't mean you don't know football. Simple as that, right? Simple as that, right? And we know more about Arsenal than anybody at Arsenal, right? Because we follow them all our lives, right? That is, for them, it's a job, right? So what they're saying is we've got an eye on you, Kroenke, right? We're not saying fuck off. We're saying get your cash out, because Arsenal are still the 11th richest club in the world, right? You know, get your cash out. Do what you need to do on a business level, whether you borrow the money, whether you put it out your own pocket or whatever. But we want our Arsenal back up there, not as a banter joke club, and that's what we're saying. Right? And if you're not prepared to do that, right, and you're happy for us to be a mid-table club, fuck off. We don't want you, right?
To me, anyone who sees this as a negative thing or is embarrassing, there's nothing embarrassing about it. They're not attacking anybody besides Kroenke. And exactly. I think Kroenke deserves it.
And it's not a personal thing on Kroenke either. It's anyone who is the Arsenal owner, right? Because bear in mind, right? Even though he's refinanced the stadium debt, right?
Yeah.
All he's doing is adding equity to the club anyway, because that £200,000 is refinance or whatever it is, right? All you have to do is add £200,000 when it comes to selling it, and you got your money back, right? Basically, it's saying. So this is what Kroenke said. As Kroenke Twitter page said, and big up yourselves. Full respect for all of you guys. We're raising the £1,700 fund at playing with a banner saying "Back us," saying Kroenke over the Arsenal. You know what? And the fact that the Arsenal, whichever Arsenal fans contributed into that, massive respect for you guys, because you know what, you're not ranting, you're not doing things for effect. You're doing things because we want our Arsenal back, and that's the only
Can
thing.
I ask you guys a question? Every year around this time of the year, when you see all these other people lifting trophies, winning the league, all these things, don't you think it hurts these owners?
Clearly not.
No, I don't think they're
Because
interested.
it hurts us all as fans. Like, I'm watching Liverpool raise this trophy right now, and it's pissing me off.
Listen, you got different types. You've got different types of owners, though, haven't you? You've got the owners that care about the business model, about raising finances for their own self-gain and other projects, which, in my opinion, the Kroenkes do. You have type of owners that are there to make a bit of money, predominantly, but they would like success, and I think that's the Liverpool owners for you. Yeah, and then you've got the owners where, listen, I'm going to take us to the top. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to splash the cash, change the manager, and we're going to keep going. Right? I think you've got three different types. And unfortunately, we're stuck with the ones we don't want. And that's it. Seeing Liverpool win the league doesn't piss me off, the fact they're winning the league, because only one team can win it. Right? What pisses me off personally the most is we're not even trying to compete. Yeah? If we were trying to compete and finish second, we'd say, do you know what? These guys have backed the club, right? We're just not good enough, but they're going to keep trying. So,
you know what? What Jose Mourinho said about Arsenal a while ago, right? A few years ago now, calling us voyeurs, he was 100% spot on. He was 100% spot on. Because all we're doing is looking at what other people are doing and making excuses why we ain't, right? And you know what? I've deleted that Tim Sherwood thing. And there's another thing that I want to say, right? You know what Tim Sherwood said? Tim Sherwood turned around and said, he goes, you know what? Everyone is building, right? But they're building and winning. We ain't. We're not building. We're not winning. So let's change the narrative now to what?
Sonny, can I say one more thing while we're still on the Kroenkes?
But I'm going to the Kroenkes now. I was just going to say, let's change the narrative now to just Kroenke. Right. So Kroenke, right? Go on. You got your intro.
From what I've seen from the Kroenkes, be it the Denver Nuggets, be it the Colorado Rapids, be it the Rams, Arsenal, I generally do not believe they are in it to win. They are in it for improving the clubs that they have. They're not even in it for the money. It's strictly it's almost like a real estate investment where they expect it to just go up in price and they don't have to do anything. It's almost like they bought a house in a nice area and they're like they're not gonna do any renovation. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to keep it and try to see if they can flip it after a couple of years. And they're renting it out to people who are messing up the house.
I think you're being too kind. What they've actually done, they've belittled us so much in their tenure, right? They've actually metaphorically, they've gone to the poorest area where people ain't got fucking washing machines, right? And they bought laundry, right? And they know that everyone's gonna go with their fucking laundry, right? With their dirty washing, and they keep sticking in washing machines, and there's always gonna be a fucking demand for that fucking laundry, right? So you get a nice cup of coffee there, you have a chat, you clean your fucking your knickers and your boxer shorts, you dry them, you take them home after you've had a little chicken made, right? It could be a greengrocer's, it could be a kebab shop, it could be a loft license, it could be anything, but it's Arsenal fucking football club, and if you're not in it to win it, then fuck off. Right, fuck off. as football fans as well, we all know not everyone can win it. We're not stupid. We're not naive, right? And you've made a shitload of money since you bought it. A shitload of money, right? And you know what? It's like anything. If they say that Arsenal's worth 2 billion or whatever it is, it's worth as much as some rich sheikh or rich oligarch or rich Russian or whoever or Angotti or whoever wants to pay for it. Because like anything, you buy quality, it will always go up like a quality footballer. It will never go.
Yo, we're a sleeping giant right now. Literally, the definition of a sleeping giant is what's happened to AC Milan, what's happening to us. We're in that shape. We're a club that historically is really good, known for winning and all these things, but now we're a sleeping giant. Just like Liverpool 5 years ago, they were a sleeping giant when Hickson and Gillette sold their club. They sold them to owners that were interested in making the team better. They used the Moneyball effect in the Premier League. First, I would say one of the first teams to use the Moneyball type of effect. Because when you think about it, they didn't spend too much money on their early signing. They only spent money on Van Dijk and Alisson.
Fuck Liverpool, what they've done. I don't give a shit what Liverpool done, right? To be honest with you, we've heard it too many times. What Liverpool done. We're not Liverpool. It's not the model. It's not nothing. Forget what Liverpool done. Don't mean Arsenal going to do it. You know?
Yeah.
Well, football's a copycat league, bro.
We ain't got the players to do it. We ain't got the players to do it who we're going to sell for 150 million quid, and we ain't got a fucking tree. What prints money? What got money leaves? It ain't happening. We ain't Liverpool. What we're doing? We've got a fucking allotment, right? You know, somebody's got a bloody Turkish food centre and bought all these bloody stuff there, which is just as fresh and it's nice and big, and we're trying to still fucking grow it.
I honestly think that from obviously when Kroenke brought the rest of the shares from Usmanov, I don't know what his game was initially. I'm not sure what his game was.
It's ego, isn't it? It's like shooting a lion. Ego.
It looks good, man. It look. Do you know what? I think it must look good on some kind of like portfolio.
Yeah.
Especially going back, not necessarily now, but having Arsenal Football Club, right, on your property, estate, however you want to look at it, portfolio looks excellent. I reckon he's going to end up selling up within a few years.
He won't.
He's not even doing it right.
He won't.
He's not even doing it right. If you're doing it right, what you do is you buy a club. You have a club in America. You have a club in the UK.
Like Man City
you go buy a club.
Like Man City doing.
Yeah.
You
go buy a club in Australia. You go buy a club in Croatia. You go buy a club in Ukraine, and then you build your like academy and everything over there.
Personally, he doesn't need to do that. The day everyone's saying he's not going to do that yet. But the day he decides to sell, he's going to make 10 times what he paid for it.
Cool, that's what I'm saying. But the only reason this wanker shoots a lion, right, is because that lion can fucking eat him, right? So he's such a dickhead bloke. He shoots a lion just to hang him up on his wall, bruv. Right, to say you ain't eating me, you bastard. I can shoot you. It's just ego. It's just ego. Who in their right mind goes and shoots a lion, for God's sake?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
go on.
I love this comment from the Assemble. When Concrete arrived, we were competing with Real Madrid, Barca, now Everton, Palace. Of course. I mean, if you look at the coincidence, 2011 when Kroenke bought the shares in Arsenal. Before that, Arsenal was on top of the world, but since then, it's just dwindled. I don't know what's happened. I mean, you just you struggle to replace the old guard, and I think it just it went downward spiral from there for me personally.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Dave, for cutting you. Carry on, mate. Sorry.
No, that's that. I was just ending my point there. I mean, since 2011, Arsenal has been utter just nowhere, to be honest.
Irrelevant. Yes.
Can you find that fans like you comment? Because I can't see it. I want to just talk about it.
The one where he's trying to make fun of us.
Yeah, I just want to read it. I don't want to read it. Can you find it? Yeah, right. Dink Shen, thanks for watching, and you know what, you entitled to your opinion, right? It says, crazy goon, fans like you are fucking up Arsenal, but Sonny's a realist. Big up, Sonny. Big up yourself as well, bro. You know what? Everyone's got a right to support the club as they want, right? But you know what? If something's broken and you ain't calling it out and you ain't finding things to fix it, you might love it, but you can still criticise it, right? If you're married and your missus is a shit cook, for instance, right? Don't mean you love her any less, do you? You're just saying you're a shit cook. right? If she's the one doing the cooking, or the other way around, if your husband's a shit cook, because I don't want to sound sexist, because it could be the other way around, or whatever. You know the point I'm trying to make, yeah. I just want to bring up another point. I'm just going to try and wrap it up quickly, right? And talk about, you know what? I'm not even going to go onto that picture for that one, right? According to Arsenal AST, right? This is scary, right? If Arsenal go into next season, it's behind closed doors, right? Arsenal, regardless of qualifying for Europe or not, right? They've got a potential loss of 144 million. Arsenal, right? And then if they don't qualify for Europe, right, add that loss onto it as well, right? Scary. So that effectively has wiped out our cash reserve, right? That's how fucked up we are, because it's self-sustaining model. Self-sustaining model, right? Betamax was good when it came out, right? Then DVD player was good as well, right? Naked string things, man. In HD, that's the way to go now, right? Or whatever, or whatever television channel. There's things we had to move on with the times, and we ain't. So self-sustaining model, when you don't do the basics in the business, all you can do is go bankrupt. Or if you're in a shop and you don't add to your stock and you don't replenish your stock, you can go in there and say, "Can I have a box of Benson Edges?" If you're winning for a box of Benson, how many times have you gone into a shop, right? It's totally empty, right? The geezer's on his ass, right? And whatever you ask for, you ain't got. You don't go back there again, do you? And that's what Arsenal turned into. Right?
Arsenal are the blockbuster of a couple of years ago.
Yeah, exactly, right. And let's just talk about this refinancing of the structure of refinancing, right? Basically, he hasn't gave Arsenal the money, right? As it's giving it as a director's loan, right? Effectively, right? So eventually, he's going to want that money paid back, right? And when you're
debt is under his name.
What?
Debt is under his name. It's not under Arsenal.
So what? He owns a club.
So then,
he owns a club. He owns a club. Don't matter. He's under his name. He's not under Arsenal.
He owns
a club. If he's skin, it means Arsenal skin. It don't make no difference.
No, if he sells the club, it's a part of the sale of the club.
If he sells the club, he can put on whatever value he wants onto the club. It makes no difference whose name's it under, right? If that geezer's skin, we're fucked, right? Basically, at the end of the day.
No,
right?
That's good, because then he sells.
No, not necessarily. We might just go into non-existence. We might be a fucking supermarket, right? The geezer owns all of it, right? He can do whatever he fucking wants, right? Don't forget, this is the geezer who shoots lions and elephants and this, that, and the other. He's got no scruples, the geezer. He don't care. He probably eats live fish or something. I don't know, but I don't trust the bloke, right? I won't trust him around But again, let me finish my point, please, right? Because we need to wrap up the show, and then I'll let it come in, yeah. So the stadium debt, as I was saying, right? Initially, when he bought the other half of it, right, it's been underwritten by his wife, right? What if his wife goes and does dirty, goes off with a gardener, right? Goes off with a gardener. She gets a bit frisky, right? All of a sudden, Stan and his wig, at the side of the bed, and his teeth in the glass with Steriden, ain't doing it for her, right? What if she calls her debt in, right? Okay, that's one point. Right. The other point is, right, refinancing the debt, right, releasing this 170 million quid. It's not actually releasing it. It's just giving Arsenal different interest rates, because basically he can set his own rates, and the way we set up the initial loan was prehistoric, and it was crazy, right? When the banks are telling you, you can't sack your manager, how can a bank tell you who's going to run your business for you?
Crazy.
A bank can't tell you how to run your business. They're not qualified. I mean, what if Wenger went Google Gaga right a lot earlier, right? What are they gonna do? You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, that's not gone to transfers. All it's done is released. In my understanding, if I'm wrong, someone come out and again might correct me, right? But if I'm wrong, someone come out and say that. I'll give your version of it. All it's done is release that 30 million quid, which we had to always keep there for our cash flow.
I'll agree with that, but I think on another side of it is he will be playing less interest, wouldn't he? On the loan.
Yeah, he's not stupid. He ain't gonna charge himself for the highest interest, right? He charges to yourself, it don't mean nothing, does it? And or the other way of rectifying it, right, is reduce the players' salaries, or don't do stupid things like giving us 350 grand a week to start with, or you sell your players, who are your better players, on the higher salaries to start with, right? And after when you've done that, let them go for free again, right? So we're fucked.
I think they wanted to get rid of Vinicius, after that Ozil contract, because when Josh came out last year and said, "Listen, we've got a squad on a Champions League budget, like the wages that's a Champions League budget, and we're not even in Champions League."
Well, fucking make the team a Champions League team again. Do you know what I mean? But put the man, it's like they said, the whole team needs to be. I've said it before as well, man. The whole thing needs to be dismantled. Yeah, right. Otherwise, it's going to be fucking like on a game. Delete club, start again. Because it's. I never thought we'd go into the position we're in now. I thought we might go 6th, 7th, 10th now, man. It's.
You know what? We're not even on a Champions League budget, right? We're on a Champions League latter stages budget.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
It's not even qualified. We're in the latter stages budget, right? And one thing which I'm going to tell you, which is going to piss you all off, right? Which is going to piss you all off, is this. And believe it what you will, right? I'm just going to share it with you.
It's embarrassing, bro. It's very embarrassing.
And these people are supposed to be businessmen. They are businessmen, but they've got no heart and they've got no love for it. That's the thing, right?
They got business acumen for making money.
Yeah,
that's all.
Reveal
no investment.
Yeah, reveal Tottenham overtake Man City as Premier League's most valuable club, and there's a warning for Arsenal, right? Where is the warning for Arsenal? Daniel Levy basically has got 30 years to pay off Tottenham's grand. Yeah, this guy is the most astute businessman there is going. You might not like him, right? Because he's solely numbers, right?
Yeah, he is.
But at least he's not fucking even Ivan Gazidis by being bloody numbers which don't make it no bloody sense. He's got the capacity to have high match day revenue. You know, their squad is worth more, and they've also got the American football coming in play as well, which is going to provide them a shitload of money, right?
No, not for the next 2 seasons. It's cancelled.
Whenever it's going to come, it's going to come.
It's still coming. It's still contracted.
You might be slow. It might take you hours, bruv. You're still doing it, but it might take you hours. You're still fucking coming in the sweat, bruv. But at the end of the day, you're going to shoot your load. You're going to come. You know, right? So it's going to come, right? And you can roll over and have your fag and do what you want, and not do it for another month if you don't want to, right? You've done your duty, right? So basically, not only these scumbags I'm saying that as in a banter way. Though. I'm not saying that as in a derogatory way, right? Not only have they outsmarted us and done it better, and they're worth more, but for the last few seasons they've what's the name? They've outperformed us as well, right? And when you look at it, our future looks as fucking bright as being in the desert and you run out of fucking water, bruv.
Listen, I disagree in the sense that we're building towards something. Even though we're down, I see our trajectory is not down. Our trajectory is only up from here. You guys
disagree,
are talking
disagree, man.
Disagree.
You guys are talking like next year you see us finishing below 10.
I fucking can.
It's not really.
I can.
It's not even about the position in the league. Like you can go and spend, and you can look at a completely different team, and you can be like, "Well done!" Like I can see improvements. It's not really about the league team I'm worried about. It's about off the pitch. How are we going to solve certain problems off the pitch? Whether it's recruitment, whether it's players buying into the culture, and actually trying to elevate this club back to where it's meant to be. That's what I'm looking at. I couldn't give 2 toss about finishing 6th next season. I could, for the next 2 seasons, if Arsenal finish around 5th or 6th, I'll take that.
You know what? You're right, Kesh. You know what? If I was working for David, for instance, yeah, right? David's running his company. He says, "Sonny, come in, and do what you got to do, right?" If I was only performing for 2 days a week, right? What's he going to do? He's going to chuck me out. He's going to chuck me out. So it's no point at Arsenal coming up with the odd result here and there, and when we haven't reached our objectives, and get into the Champions League. Get into the Champions League. What does that actually mean? That means fuck all to us as fans, really. It's meaning embarrassment for us because we've never competed for the fucking.
Okay. Can I make my point though?
You can.
Arteta's a positive signing, correct?
Yeah.
Changing Ivan Gazidis, getting rid of all these backroom staff. That was a positive change, correct?
Of course.
These things don't come. You have to understand. They still have a lot of the players from the old regime. It does take time, and this might take 2 to 3 years. But at the same time, you guys are talking like we've fallen off a cliff so high. We've gone down. We have gone down. Sonny, we have gone down, but it's not as dramatic as you guys are saying. Relegated this season. Calm down, mate.
We're 10th in the league. 1 minute we're invincible. Now we're fucking 10th in the league. Are you having a laugh? Seriously, man. Seriously.
I know, but Sonny, you're over exaggerating when you say, "Oh, next year we could possibly be relegated," or
these guys are
getting worse.
Aubameyang's going to go. Lacazette's going to fuck off as well, right? Guendouzi's going to go. Right? Who's supposed to be our bloody bright hope, right? Everyone's saying he's fucking Pepe Pan. We brought him in. He was fucking doing everything. He was fucking jumping from fucking here to there. He was doing everything, Guendouzi, right? And I'll say something. I said, you know what, you're shit, bruv, with a shit attitude, right? So, are they going to get any better?
The reason why I was saying we've not seen a change in the trajectory as of yet, because if they do not,
anything done even more.
We're in the same position that we've been in over the past few years, yeah. And yes, you're saying Arteta is a positive movement going in the right direction, but if you don't back him, you can walk out within a year or so.
Yeah,
and then, where do you go from there? Bullshit.
This is the summer, boys. I know this whole COVID situation, has brought clubs to its knees. They don't want to spend money. Probably can see a lot more loans happen, free transfers. You know what? If the owners were clever, our owners have money, very, very wealthy. They have money. If they care about Arteta and the club and actually making some kind of positive movement, which I don't think they do, but if they did and want to prove a lot of us wrong, what they'll do is put their hand in their pocket now, whilst other clubs cannot afford to do so, to push us forward. Yeah, this is the summer, boys. This is the summer where we're gonna see: are you backing your young manager because you trust him, or did you fucking get him in because he's cheap?
Well, they did back in me, did they? They did back in me.
That's exactly what I was saying yesterday on the Football Terrace. We've been offered a cheat code. Like, they're lowering the FFP rules, so clubs can actually continue and make an improvement, because you know what? There might be implications where they might not have enough money because the revenue's not coming. This is a cheat code. This is a perfect opportunity. And for me, we should have already announced one player already.
But MB came in right?
Chelsea took their opportunity already.
MB came in after Wenger had his worst 2 seasons, right? The Arsenal fan base was in uproar, right? We still haven't built our bond as in the fan base, You'd have thought I would have given Wenger a shitload of money in his last year to put it right. This is the person you've been backing for 22 years. Give the geezer the money for a change to go that one last time to go and prove yourself, right?
Yeah.
Or go and give it to Unai Emery, right, to take it in a new direction. What did they do? They gave him fucking Nick Steiner, what's his name? Fucking Socrates, Guendouzi from fucking second division in French football, and Leno. All right, he's put himself to be an all right goalie, but he was fucking like he's not Manuel Neuer. He's not elite goalie. We didn't get nothing.
Can I ask you guys something? If you had the option of Arsenal performing at a consistent level, like the likes of Wolves and Sheffield United before the break happened, for the next 2 seasons, and you say we're probably not going to get top 4, but we're going to be pushing, or you're going to get Champions League, and then the following season you're going to be back out of it. What would you take?
Back out to where though?
Champions League don't mean shit, though, bro. Honestly, it don't mean shit.
Well, would you not take the consistency and know that you're going to
what? It's
You need
consistently
to
average.
leapfrog forward, man. You need to. We need to be going for Champions League, yeah, and then pushing on. The problem we have as well now with the club, right? We're finishing 10th. We've all been this year. We thought, you know, we need to fucking get Champions League. We missed out last year because that Brighton result cost us, yeah, and the Palace one of those two. And this year we were like, do you know what? We need this is our chance. We need to get back in, right? Now we finished 10th. What is a success next year? Finishing Europa League places. Yeah.
We're having wet dreams just because we beat City. We're having wet dreams because we beat City. We should beat a team. Obviously, we're not as good as City, but we should be able to compete with them in a football game. Not be embarrassed like we've been all that time. Go to Liverpool and get spanked 4-5 every time we go to Anfield.
Yeah,
I think United ain't won Old Trafford fucking for God knows how many years.
Yeah.
Tell me a positive. Give me a positive now. I'm giving you a negative. Give me a positive.
happen like that. We want a quick fix. Like, we want to keep the Aubameyangs and all that, and I don't think that's the right route we should be going down.
And the worst thing about that, I'm going to come to you again because I want you to make a point, bro. Because I want to end on the positive, right? Sanchez went, right? They gave Ozil a shitload of money and brought in Aubameyang. We clearly needed defenders. We had fucking strikers and wingers who were scoring, and now they're just buying a shitload of fucking wingers, right? Who's shit? All of them are shit, right? They're no better than bloody Mkhitaryan and fucking Iwobi, in my opinion. Right? You know, where have we improved? Now we're stocking fucking wingers on the shelf, like we're saving them up for what?
Arsenal need to literally take it like one step at a time. But the situation is that one step at a time, is it going to be, one step at a time in 5 years, or is it going to be one step at a time in like 10 years? I mean, Arsenal at the moment, looking at the position, obviously, the table, this is really shocking to see that an elite club of Arsenal's level from previous years has gone to 10th. I think, honestly, Arsenal as a club, the manager needs to... Is he going to be another yes man, though, Arteta? Do you think he's going to be another yes man, like Wenger?
What, £5 million a year? I'll be a yes man to whatever you want me to be.
But he can go somewhere else and get that. There's already clubs saying that if he does leave, they're willing to take him already. I don't think he'll be a yes man. I generally feel give it to the next 18 months. If this club is not moving the way he wants it to move,
he will go himself. He will go himself. Yeah, that's right.
Guys,
go.
Can I ask you guys a question? Okay, and respond. And I know you guys are looking at it from the point of what's happened so far. And I'm gonna say a scenario. Okay. And you guys are not going to like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. We're only literally 3 to 4 decisions in games have cost us. If we get those little individual errors out of our games and we had better defenders and we bring in better defenders, you see all those draws? We could have at least turned 3 or 4 of those draws into victories just because of our defensive errors.
I'll counter that. I'll counter that.
Even though we have mistakes in the midfield, even though we have mistakes in the attack, if we would have just fixed a little bit of our defensive errors, or even a little bit of solidity in our midfield, I honestly believe we're only 3 to 4 players away from being back in the top 4. Even though you guys think I'm crazy, if you think about it, the Crystal Palace game, we were a VAR decision away from 3 points. The game against Watford, that penalty should have never been a penalty. We would have had 3 points right there. That's another 6 points. I could go on and name another 5 games where I could say,
you know what? You can make one bad decision in life, what fucks your life up forever as well, right? So it doesn't matter if it's 3 or 4 decisions, or you could make one bad decision in whatever you want to relate it to, by the shit car, by whatever. And that one, what are you going to say? After you fuck your life up?
My whole point, Sonny, was... Sonny, please, right? 1 second. My whole point is, I'm not talking about hypothetical, this, that.
Oh,
My whole point is... No, Sonny, let me finish, okay? I waited for everyone to talk.
You're hypothetical.
Forget about the whole fucking hypothetical then. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you buy... bro, listen to what I'm fucking saying for 1 second, please.
If
you buy a defender, you buy a midfielder, and you buy another, and you buy you buy two decent midfielders and a defender, you can change the whole trajectory of the whole club. Fucking stop talking about we're this, we're that, we're this, we're that. We're only realistically 2 players away, maybe 3 max, to change the whole trajectory of the club. Because, bro, you guys keep talking about, honestly, it's mentally draining. You keep talking about the negative. But look at this. We have so many jobs.
I've heard you.
Turn those into
right? Fans like you, Igel, right?
I don't give a shit. Call fans like me. I'm gonna say when I'm pissed, and right now I'm pissed because you guys can never see the light at the end of the tunnel. You only see the negative.
Let me make my point. Fans like you, Igel, right, saying that we're only 2 players away. When we're trying to fill up a bucket of water with no bottom, right? Because we're always letting assets go and we're not building on something. We're always trying to replace, right? And we're always doing it at a loss when there's no money coming in. We're never going to go that extra level. It's very hard to find gems, bruv. It's very hard to go to Australia, bruv, or wherever it was, where they're looking for gold, right? And go up in the mountains, right? It's all gone. It's fucking gone, man.
Yeah, the thing is, what I'm saying is that because Arsenal are finishing in their 10th, and I agree with you in Eagle on some points, and some parts I don't. Yes, you are a few errors, a few opportunities away from winning games and turning draws into wins. But if Arsenal are inconsistent in this area, then they won't attract good quality and they won't attract good talent to push the club forward in the first place. So the only way to attract good talent is to reach that Europe places. The FA Cup is a golden opportunity for Arsenal, finishing in the 10th spot, to reach the Europa League and maybe attract someone of the likes of Thomas Partey or whatever we're talking about. But overall, those draws into wins, they have to be on a consistent basis. You can't go win against Man City in the FA Cup, obviously he was not in the league, and you win against Liverpool and then lose against Aston Villa. That's another inconsistency. So you need to break those inconsistencies down, really divulge into it. And the only way they're going to do that, Arsenal, is, yes, obviously Arsenal back Arteta first of all, but the whole system in Arsenal is going on a downward spiral if they don't turn those inconsistencies into wins and so forth. It's a cluster mess. I'm not going to say the F word. But it's a clusterfuck. It is a clusterfuck.
Alan, I want to ask you one direct question, Alan, please. I really want you to answer, mate. I've got really a lot of respect for your opinions and taking part, right? He said, "Igal, you're spot on, right?" So I'm showing that Igal, you're defending him, yeah. Alan, I'm gonna ask you one direct question. Was you one of the same fans who also want a self-sustaining model, bruv? And now look where we are. Was you one of the same fans who wanted Wenger for too long, and now look where we are? Or was you one of the same fans who wanted Unai Emery still to stay, and look where we are?
I mean, you know these like Ego. You know, I do love your optimism, yeah, because I think it's important, and it creates this platform as well to be a bit more interesting. And generally speaking, every club needs this, right? For me, I'm a bit of a pessimist, yeah, right? You know, like a lot of us, yeah, whether fans go to games or don't, pay a lot of money over the last few years to go and watch this shit, and nothing's getting invested back into the team. Whether you're paying money into the club or not makes no difference. We're all supporters, right? And I used to make that excuse of we've been ripped off because we've been bullied a lot over the years as a club before VAR. We've had poor decisions against us, yeah. But you know what? If they put their hand in their pocket 3-4 years ago even, all right, and bought a few extra players, we wouldn't even be talking about losing 6 points from VAR, right? We'd be winning an extra 10 points on the road, which would take us to a bit more of a competitive level. Southampton are 4 points behind us, right? They feared relegation before the fucking restart, right? So let's look at it. We're 3 players away from the top 4. Mate, we're 4 points ahead of a team that were fearing relegation. So
it's tough.
It's hard to digest, man. How far we've fallen behind, and the only ones that can save us are the Kroenkes, unfortunately, by dipping their hand in their pocket at this time. It's the only way.
I think I saw third or fourth chances created out of all the teams. That's diabolical. No wonder why we're not scoring in games.
Yeah, look at these league positions, okay? Look at these league positions. We were getting back in 2008, 2009, all the way to 2020. You got fourth, third, fourth, third, fourth, third, fourth, second, fifth. After we got second that year against Leicester season, we weren't
in the title race, then, though.
I didn't say that, Sonny. Sonny, come on.
So second, you might be second at the bottom. Then we weren't in the title race. Don't you embarrass yourself. Don't you embarrass yourself by saying we was in the title race, please.
Did I say that? Anybody here? Did I say that?
So saying that we got second is irrelevant, then, isn't it?
I'm saying the league positions. What are you talking about?
Saying that we got second is irrelevant because we was never in the title race. So it doesn't matter whether you finish third or fourth either, does it?
Do you know what I think is more important?
I think you're just trying to be computational for the sake of it. You're not
No,
even
I'm
taking
not.
what I'm saying.
What is second if you're not competing for the league, Miguel?
Okay, what's the point? What's the point? Why are we talking about league position then? If you don't care about second, why are you talking about 10th?
Because if you finish in the
Come
top
on,
four,
stop talking then.
If you finish in the top four, you get Champions League. You finish 10th, you don't get top four. You get out your average.
Nah.
What are you talking about?
Why are you criticizing second place and also criticizing 10th place? You're being a hypocrite.
For real, bruv? Are you actually for real? Are you for real? Seriously? Honestly, if you take night nurse or something, it's clouded your judgment tonight. What seriously? What's going on? Was I not talking about the league positions before you jump back in? So what does second mean, Miguel? We finished second. Don't say we finished second like it actually meant something. Up until 5 games before the season finished, Tottenham were competing for the league. What does second mean?
I think he was saying, like, you know, we are talking about position and we've dropped it, and 10th to second is, when you look at it on paper, is really, really bad. Sonny, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, because when we finish second, we could have easily finished fourth that year.
I'll compare top four. Listen. I'll compare top four. If you finish third or fourth, it doesn't matter if you finish second, bruv.
Yeah, first is first and second is nowhere. Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, first is first and second is nowhere. The only time where you think you've had a good season, right, is if you finish 2 points off the champions, right, on 97 points.
Yeah,
like what happened with Liverpool. And you think, do you know what? Fuck me, man. We had a good season. They were just a bit better. The truth is, Leicester, for a club like ours, and that league was on the table for us, and we will probably never get an opportunity like that in our lifetime again.
Yeah, what they just went and bought Petr Cech.
The situation with the drop off in the table places, I think obviously after that second place against Leicester, I think the other teams just invested too big for Arsenal, and they were just too big. Man City started splashing out on defense. Liverpool were on their insurgency, and it's just other teams were just outdoing Arsenal, and that's why Arsenal.
We were going backwards. We was going backwards. If the other team didn't do nothing, right,
we still went backwards.
We were going backwards.
I think you know now, like, going forward, yeah, right. I believe we need to spend money, but intelligent recruitment is more important as opposed to splashing the cash on a £80 million Grealish.
The more you spend, you're going to win the league, mate. I don't give a shit.
Son, you're right. But we're not going to spend that money, right? So I agree with you. If you can't spend £300 million on 3-4 quality players, you're more likely to be up there. But we know realistically this summer, if we have a good summer, Arsenal spending 100 million this summer is, for me, I'd be surprised if they spend anywhere near that. Yeah,
you're right. But if all your wardrobe, your clothes are fake, there's no point in getting something real.
Of course.
You know, what's the point? I just want to show you guys something just before we finish, right? This is again from I Want My Arsenal Back Twitter page. So go give them a follow and interact with them. Yeah. Basically, I hope you lot can see this. They done a vote. They done a poll, right? Of who's to blame for Arsenal's plight, right? And I want to highlight it, right? Because for me, the dickheads who are turning around saying that Kroenke isn't a fucking problem, You're the fucking problem to start with, right? Regardless of how many subscribers and whatever you get. Kroenke is the problem. He owns the fucking club, whichever way you look at it, yeah? The buck stops with the owner, right? I don't care if he's got staff to run it for him. If they're running it wrong, he's the owner, right? He's the owner. End of story, right? You know, who
do they have second place?
Right, they've got Kroenke on 75%, right? Second place, they've got Wenger and Gazidis on 16.77%. Third place, they've got Raul and Vinay. And last place, Edu and Emery, they didn't get nothing.
How are they blaming Raul and Vinay?
What?
How are they blaming Raul and Vinay at all?
In ranked order. They're not. Hardly anyone's obviously voted for them. It's just a reference point as to the vote. Obviously, what Sonny's getting at is Kroenke's the problem, yeah, and the voters showed that Kroenke's the problem. The same way Emery was not the problem.
But all of a sudden, it came out fashionable to say Kroenke wasn't the problem, and when everyone's saying now we're fucked the football club, and everyone's saying, you know, Lady Bracewell Smith went and sold her shares to bloody Kroenke, and everyone say, yeah, don't say it to the Russian bloke who's actually got money to put into the club, who's got a bit of passion, right? There's no point slagging a woman off afterwards. It's too late.
How do fans actually get across to Kroenke at all? How do they get across?
You can't. You got to dress up as a tiger and walk through the jungle.
It's not as if he's in the UK. So,
he's got his son here, man. He's got his son here.
Yeah. How did they get through to Josh, Jen? They don't, because at the end of the day, like Gal said, which is very right. It doesn't matter what Arsenal do if they never compete, right? If they never compete, and they just do what they do with the television money and keep going up and all that all the time as well. As long as they break even, they're going to sell Arsenal for King's ransom at the end of it and make their money if they want it.
The only way you get through to
guys,
fans.
You know, one of the biggest things. Go ahead, Kesh.
Our fans need to be selfless, yeah. We need to sacrifice our season tickets. Our fans ain't willing to do that because
I did. I sold mine at the start of the season.
I know, but what I'm saying is, you know, if you don't turn up to the games, or like say you boycott the games for the year, they start giving you tickets or whatever, innit? Or they put the next person on the waiting list waiting for one. They'll give their season tickets to them.
Well,
a lot of fans are not willing.
It's blackmail, isn't it? It's blackmail. If you give it up, you're never going to get another again. You're never going to get it again.
Yeah. As a fan, I'd rather see my club progress. If that means me losing my season ticket, I'm going to stop going. Like, I stopped going to games when I can't remember what season it was, but we lost the second to last game to West Brom. And that was it for me.
But Kroenke as an individual, as an owner of the club, goes on and says, obviously, when he initially invested in Arsenal, I didn't buy Arsenal to win trophies. Like, it's not on. It's not on for Arsenal fans, as individual fans of the club. What is going to be done as a fan base? Arsenal fans, when the whole entering stadium can be done again, when the fans can enter the stadium, watch the matches, blah blah blah, they're still going to buy the season tickets. I don't. Do you think a whole Arsenal crowd can boycott the club?
They can.
No. Because there's a group of fans.
They can, but they won't. They can, but they won't.
There's a group of fans that will never do that.
Because
you're one of them, bro. You're one of them.
What do you mean?
You're one of them.
I'll boycott, but I'm saying I see positives where you guys. I see some positives where, and you deny that there can be any positives. Even in a pile of shit, you can find a positive.
I didn't deny there was no positives. I said even if there's positives, if it's not enough to start your fucking car, what's the point?
Not buying the merchandise.
You know what? Think as well. Think, Shem, bruv. If that's your attitude in life, finishing second was amazing, bruv. Seriously, you're a loser, bruv. You're a loser.
That's Chad Ling, that's Chad Ling, isn't it?
Bruv, don't be a life coach for no one, please. Right? Because all you're gonna do is fucking shatter any goals for people.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, from my opinion, I don't know, mate. I mean, I do like your positivity ego. I think some Arsenal fans should still have that kind of in their beating hearts. But overall, from my point of view, as a neutral, looking at Arsenal the state the way they are now, it is shocking to see such a team, such a historic club, such a talismanic figure, if you call it in Premier League history, to fall to this stature that they are now.
16 fucking years. 16 fucking years. My son is nearly 17, right? He's never seen Arsenal win the league. 16 fucking years.
Sonny, if this was a pie graph, you guys think we're already on the downward slope. What I'm saying is we're at the bottom. I can only see us going back up.
To where? To where? Back up to where? Back up to where, bruv? Back up to where?
Back up towards where we are supposed to be.
Where is that?
Building.
Where is that?
Where is that?
Sonny, you can't just jump back straight up to the top 4 and
No,
then try to challenge.
we're not shouting week in, week out and looking like a fucking dickhead. We're not shouting week in, week out looking like a dickhead and getting the piss taken out of me, right? And I prove to be right.
You're being more delusional. You're being more delusional because you generally think we are going to go down to relegation. What I'm saying is this is the bottom.
I tell you what, though. I tell you what, Leeds were such a great club. Leeds were such a great club previously. Yeah. They reached Champions League football. Couple of years later, they're in what, League One?
Yeah, they would just go up and up.
This day and age.
Maximus, come on if you want to come on. I'll send you the link. Send me a message.
Yeah, go on, Cash. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. I said because of that modern day football right now, the financial package that clubs get, Arsenal, they're still going to have a certain amount of quality in the team to avoid relegation.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would never happen. But I'm just saying, in terms of talking about this, you can only go up from here.
Kesh, seriously, with Arsenal's defence, bruv, and their midfield, anything is fucking possible, bruv. Seriously. They can't, like I said before, they have only taken 3 points away from home against the bottom 3. Don't tell me Arsenal too good for anything, because they're not.
It's not
no, but what is unrealistic from saying we're at the bottom and
nothing is unrealistic, Gal. Nothing is unrealistic. We're mid-table. We could go one way or the other. We're mid-table, bruv.
We're mid-table, but I just could not see us getting relegated. Honestly.
We won't because we'll buy our way out of it eventually, right? We won't, right? But I'll tell you something. Right? If they get a crop of people with bad attitudes, anything's possible.
Of course.
Yeah, it's shocking to see, really. It's shocking to see. As personal, as a team that kind of watched Arsenal from, mate, I'm a 90s boy, mate. I watched Arsenal from obviously late from 98, 99 all the way, mate. Competing with Man United at the top. It is a sad sight to see, to be honest.
You know what? Go on, bro.
Was it worse? Of course it's not. It's going to be so absurd. Get rid of Wenger. The guy needed to go from a long time ago.
Look, let's get it right. Football is not going to the theatre. It's not going to the cinema. It's not going to the restaurant, right? Football is a fucking war. It's about winning, right? It's about winning. I don't care how you're going to win it. Just fucking win it, right? Because if Arsenal are not entertaining and they're not winning for years. It's been 16 years and they've declined, right? So people should not begrudge fans like me, right, for saying I've had enough. I've fucking had enough of it. We're gonna finish now. But we're gonna give Bob the Builder a chance to have his last say. Bob the Builder, you there, bruv? If you are, I can't see your camera on, bruv. You there, or are you gonna be a prank? Right. So, Gal, have the last word because you know what. Hopefully you're right and I'm wrong, and everything's will be great. Because at the end of the day, we're Arsenal fans, and we want our clubs to do well. But I've said enough. Go on.
1 second, I got to deal with something in the comment section.
Yeah, that's fine.
This guy's freaking idiot. Okay. Next thing, you guys.
Don't worry, FA Cup final positivity. Let's do this, guys.
Okay, forget about this. Okay. I get where you're trying to say you're being realistic, but when you're being realistic, you have to also look at there's two ways things can go, and if you're only looking at it from a side where things can only go down and it never will get better, that's unrealistic. Because even the worst clubs in the worst scenario can still turn things around. So you have to understand.
It's been 16 years.
Sonny, 16 years of what? All those. Can you say
for Liverpool is 30 years? For Liverpool is 30 years. For Liverpool, it's 30 years. Tell those Liverpool fans who have suffered for 30 years.
Sonny, I would rather have what Liverpool had the 30 years where they had the Champions League 2 years in between that.
No, I'd rather it all depends what generation you're born in, then, doesn't it? If you're lucky enough to be born in where you haven't waited for too long, then you're lucky. If you're middle aged or you're older, and you've waited that 30 years, you've wasted 30 years of your life having pain.
Sonny,
I still take the league over Champions League any day.
Negativity is it's so unrealistic that the club will ever get back to anything if you're that negative. You actually
With these wankers who own it, and these wankers in the recruitment, and these wankers in our defence and midfield, right? And then you have a dickhead who's
being unfair. You're being unfair.
Who's smiling at a corner when we concede the goal. What are you?
I tell you what, 60 years.
You've done a good job. You've done a good job with Martinelli. They've done a good job of getting in William Saliba. Even Ceballos is starting to look.
He's on loan. He's on loan. He's only played decent for three games all season.
We never thought we would get a big signing like Pepe. Give these guys a chance.
He's not a big signing. He's not merited signing, Miguel.
He's smirking. Come on, smile.
He's not merited. Pepe don't deserve to have £72 million price tag on his lapel, bruv. He don't deserve.
You were happy after.
He don't get close to choice. He gets from Matalan, bruv.
We have a manager. We have some young players that are up and coming. We might not be the finished article next season, but I see an upward trajectory. When you look at our rivals like Man United, when you look at our rivals like Chelsea, when you look at our rivals even Tottenham, yes, everyone is building at the same time, but they're building and winning. They're building and winning, and they're shopping at the top table. They're shopping at the top table. Who's shopping at the top table? We actually spent more money on a player than all of them. None of them spent more money than us on a single player this past summer.
Maximus,
Chelsea, pretty much.
Finish the
Maximus, come on. You've been digging me out all day. What's up?
Because we're going to finish that.
Hey, man. And I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, man, but I mean, Edgar, I've been following everything that you've been saying, and honestly, with all due respect, I think I see what you're trying to say, but I think I kind of have to agree with Sonny on this, man. There's so much room for us in terms of trajectory. I don't know how you're not seeing that we're on a downward spiral. We're not improving any of the key areas that we actually need to improve in the squad. And I said this a few weeks ago when I was last on, and you guys laughed at me. Well, not you guys, but I think you in particular said, well, I'm being a downer, a Debbie Downer, and I'm just looking, at the negatives in the team. But this squad of players, they're actual dog shit. I don't see it. Exactly. They're actually dog shit. We have no creativity in midfield, and despite the defense that you came to Guendouzi's defense and the midfield, Xhaka, whatever. Xhaka does not walk into any of the top 10 teams, and that doesn't include us, obviously, because we're what, 11th or 10th or some crap. And you're telling me that there's no potential for us to fall behind some of the teams that are 2 points behind us who are fighting relegation. We are absolute garbage, man. We don't create any chances in games. And let's be realistic here. Like, if Liverpool actually wanted to turn us over, they would have. They were on the beach chilling. I said that on another podcast, and everybody looked at me like, no, this was a sublime defensive performance. Come on. We barely created anything in that game. Nothing. The last game we played against Aston Villa, a team that's fighting relegation, we had 0 shots on target. And you guys are telling me that there's positivity, and I'm supposed to look at that as being positive because we parked the bus against Man City. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy about the result, but we parked the bus against Man City, essentially. And you're expecting me, somebody who supported Arsenal for the last 20 years, we were one of the most fair teams in the Premier League. Even when we weren't winning games, teams literally did not come on to us simply because we were so devastating in attack. Teams now have no respect for us. None. Aston Villa pouring people forward, up 1-0, and they're fighting relegation, and we can't get a shot on target. And you're telling me I'm supposed to be positive about that?
You know what, Maximus, as well, right? With the screen TV, love you, bruv.
I'm not telling anyone to be positive. Right? What I'm saying is,
please, can you stop cutting into when I'm trying to talk, bruv? Please, right?
Go ahead.
Please, thank you. With the screen TV said, if we beat Aston Villa, would we be having this conversation? Yes. Because we've still been shit all season. Even if we win the FA Cup, it's just paper over the cracks, right? If Tottenham could get to a Champions League final, anything can fucking happen.
I mean, I look at Chelsea today against Liverpool. If we, honestly, I know, and this is, it's hard for me to say this, but I'm obviously fully behind Arteta, but I'm telling you, Chelsea are going to absolutely turn us over if we don't do something different in the final. I'm telling you. They're not. People think they're mugs. I was having a discussion a couple months ago, and they're like, "We're not far off from Chelsea. Like, we're just a player away from Chelsea.
We're not in the same league. We're not in the same league.
We're fucking delusional. We have a bunch of delusional fans.
Chelsea's kids are better than our main players.
Yeah, people keep saying that. Like, you know what? Like, Chelsea. Chelsea are like we're a few points away from them. I'm like, what are you talking about?
They got
and they're strengthening their team.
They've just signed 3, arguably the hottest,
world class
players.
For me, Arsenal's team right now is a 5-star team. Aubameyang, Saka, and probably Tierney, the keeper, and someone else. When we got 11.
Yeah, right. I agree 100%. I think.
You know what? We're going to finish now, right? I'm supposed to cut you off, mate, because we're late because we're going on for too long. Part Yid, bruv. I love you, my brother, right? But seriously, bruv, sort your life out, mate. Mind the gap. What does it matter who finishes higher at Arsenal Tottenham? You ain't won a fucking cup for longer you've been born, bruv. Just go to bed. Seriously, go to bed. Right. So they see you up, but only go to bed after this. I'll put the channel to subscribe, though. David, shout out your channel, my friend, before we go.
No worries, mate. Well, it's Football Fan Focus. We are the football podcast and talk show dedicated to fans wanting to hear the latest news in football. We just changed over from Fan Chat TV. And we're looking to do big things in the footballing world, all on YouTube, and hopefully more collaborations to come with you, Sonny, and everybody else as well on the panel.
I haven't put you off tonight with my outburst.
No. I love panel discussions. I love it. And hopefully I can collab with Crazy Guna, Kesh, Maximus, and Ego in other videos as well on our channel as well.
Do you know what? Crazy Goon is only crazy by name. It's not crazy in real life because he talks about Arsenal, right? Crazy is that man up there in the top left-hand corner, right? Crazy.
You're starting to turn the channel into echo chamber. Only negativity, yeah?
Echo chambers don't mean fuck all to me. This is Sunny TV Arsenal. It's not football terrorists, right? Don't mean shit to me. What fucking echo chambers, for God's sake? What's that even mean? What's that even mean? This is Sunny TV Arsenal, right? Honestly, right? And if it's echo chambers, because what this channel is all about, bruv, it's about football fans, Arsenal fans having a debate, right? It's not about nothing else. It's about we're us having a debate and an argument. That's real football fans. Forget this whitewash PC shit that this world is about now. I'm not into that. I'm an old school Arsenal fan, and this is how I make my point.
Yeah.
Football. If I'm in a business meeting, I would not be shouting, right? If it's football field, we're out in the open. I want to express myself how I fucking want, right?
But I wanted to ask you, as Arsenal fans, how do you think the old guard of Arsenal, the old, not the fans themselves, but the players looking at this team now?
They're disgusted. We lost that cup.
How do you think Adams, Keown, when he's commentating Arsenal, feels like he's like
he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't. He don't want to be there.
Anyway, we're going to finish now because we've been on for too long, right? Everyone in the comments, Arsenal Inside Out group, everyone in the comments, I love you all, regardless of whether you hate on me or not. I've said one thing about this channel, it's entertainment, whether you think we're stupid or whether you think we're making a point, but it's what a football fan channel should be about, right? This is how a football fan channel should be, in my opinion, right? We're not in conference, and we're not in play school, right? We're not in play school. Kesh, love you, my bro. Massive asset to the channel, and I'm glad we could go into the new season next year, right, as a channel, right? And no, we have got proper fucking people like Lacazette and the back on form, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what you guys are on the panel, right? Maximus, you know, I always love you, my bro. And you know what, Miguel? I love you more than anyone because you're the one who holds this shit together.
Don't know, mate.
But anyway, you know what? Say TV Arsenal. You know what? I hope my friend Miguel, right, can see Arsenal win the league and have a reason to be as happy and positive as he is, right? What's coming up next on the channel, Miguel? When are we next on?
We're gonna do our Premier League predictions for the final week of the season tomorrow, and I think Saturday we're gonna do our preview to Sunday's games. The games are on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So Saturday we're going to do the preview to the final game.
Final game week of the year. Oh wow!
Yeah. And then we got a bunch of stuff coming after that.
Alan Ed and everyone else, get on the channel because we'd love to have you on, right? And I'm gonna echo Alan's thing, right? We hate Tottenham, and we're gonna end it like this, right? Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. 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 Right? And that's what we're gonna end it. Sonny TV Arsenal. We're out of here. Big up to everyone involved in the plane movement. You've done us proud. You've done us proud. And me as an Arsenal fan, I've got whether you agree or disagree with my opinion as a football fan, I've got a 1,000,000% respect for you guys for doing what you've done, you know, and really respect you. Sonny TV Arsenal, we're out of here. Please subscribe, like, and share, and you know, and let's build up this channel away from other fan channels and the rest of it. Let's stand alone and build our own. Let's build our own army, our own community, right? There's a lot of good people out there on Twitter, on Facebook, on social media, who are not getting the chance to have their say, right? And Sonny TV Arsenal is all about you having your say, right? So I don't give a shit how many subscribers you got, or you got one or whatever. You got something to say, you come on here and say it, regardless of whatever your opinion is, yeah. Sonny TV Arsenal.
That's your positive, or you're gonna get slated.
Whatever. But I'll tell you something. Well, I'll guarantee you one thing: whether we get slated or not, they're going to watch it again. Sonny TV Arsenal. Like, subscribe, and share. Take care,
guys. Have a good day.